And welcome back. We get off the blocks with track and field, and competitive track and field restarted in the island just over a month ago, courtesy of the MVP Track Club's Velocity Fest Track Series. But organizers did something unprecedented at the two most recent stagings of the meet. Jordan Fort was there.
So this is quite a historic moment. It's the first set of sporting events being held inside the National Stadium since COVID-19 was first detected on the island back in March. Now, the major thing about this event is that it's the first sporting event in Jamaica outside of horse racing that the media and spectators were being allowed inside. So we took a tour while the meet was going on just to see, one, what protocols were in place, and two, if they were being enforced. Security guards were equipped with thermometers and temperature checks were mandatory. And having satisfied the temperature criteria, we were also given hand sanitizer before entry. The spectators, who were mostly other athletes and support personnel, were also mandated to wear masks and have at least 2 seats in between them. We counted a little over 40 spectators and were told that 62 athletes and 18 officials were also present. Other protocols we saw were the spraying of blocks in between races, and over by the discus area, each thrower had to use their own implement. Meet organizer Bruce James says getting the approval for the meet was not an easy process.
It's exceptionally difficult to get the approval because the Ministry of Health has as its priority the health and well-being of Jamaica and Jamaicans. So their primary goal was to ensure that we followed all the safety protocols, which, by the way, we at the MVP Track and Field Club fully support, and that's why we went to the length that we did to get the correct approvals to make sure that everybody who's here is safe.
We didn't observe any advertising hoardings, and James confirmed that the organizers were putting on the meet strictly with their own funds.
No sponsorship. One of the main reasons that we did not get sponsorship is we did not even know if we'd get approval to get it done. So it's difficult to go to a sponsor and say, hey, can you sponsor a track meet? And hopefully we'll get it approved. So we just really didn't know, and it's been week by week that we're, when we're at Jamaica College, that was one set of approvals and there were 0 spectators allowed at Jamaica College. Now we're allowed some level of spectators, less than 1% of the stadium capacity. And even with that, the approval process is quite involved.
But staging the event without sponsors is not something the MVP Track Club is prepared to continue doing, according to James.
If the athletes and coaches determine that they still need to compete, we will see what we can do in terms of facilitating it. I'll admit I did have a conversation with the general manager of the Sports Development Foundation, that's Denzel Wilt, who is very supportive. But again, we didn't approach them for sponsorship because we did not know whether we'd even get approval. I don't know that we'll continue doing it without some support. Now that we've proven that, we have a proof of concept, we're proving that it can work.
The Velocity Fest Track Series will no doubt be a model for organizers looking to stage other track meets and by extension any other sporting event, given the new norm brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic.